Welcome to the Franchise Podcast on this beautiful Thursday morning. My name is Ny Zaragoza. I am joined by TQ up left and then Joe on the right. How are you guys doing today?
No complaints whatsoever. Happy and blessed.
Trying to stay cool. It's too damn hot.
It is. All right, guys. Speaking of hot, we got a lot of heat in the kitchen. We got a lot of stuff cooking up. I want to know what you boys are bringing.
Oh man, I have some serious issues with the city of Los Angeles and their NBA representation by the Los Angeles Lakers and the Clippers. That is my problem of the day.
Mine is twofold. One, old people trying to do stuff and control things they have no business controlling, and keep your ass in retirement. No one wants to hear your old crotchety asses anyway.
Damn. Tell them how you feel, Joe.
Oh, we're about to get it, bro.
All right, guys, we got a lot of juicy news. We're going to cover that at the end, Joe, because I know you're going to have a good amount to say about that. But I want to start off with the Lakers, all right? So let's go by this old saying, barbecue chicken. TQ, I want you to start off.
Barbecue chicken. The great Shaquille O'Neal put us old folks in the mind of this from back in the day, because what he would do, he would get the ball, he would have the ball thrown to him forcefully. Only person that wouldn't listen to this is Kobe Bryant, and he gets a pass, right? Everybody else, when Shaq calls for the ball and he wants the ball immediately, it means that some BS has been going on in this game.
Give me the ball.
So I'm about to go down to the grill and I'm going to barbecue. Barbecuing is drop stepping. Barbecuing is pivoting. Barbecuing is using the smaller or less talented or less athletic man than you. The Lakers have shown us how to do this over and over and over again for generations. So now what this involves is having a beast or a number of beasts who are 7 foot or taller down in the block, clogging everything up defensively and offensively. The Lakers have done it a myriad of ways. Back in the day, they had Kareem, who had an unstoppable move. That unstoppable move was a certain type of barbecue, had a little mustard on it, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Then you got Shaq. He got the hot barbecue. You know what I'm saying? The spicy kind that when you go home from the game, you battered, you bruised, you hurt. It don't seem fair, right? So then we come to the more finesse sweet barbecue with Pau Gasol and my man Bynum, right? What they would do is they put their hands up. They're giants. They play keep away. The people below them do not matter because the game is played above the rim. Put your tall ass hands up, throw the ball in, and play tag. It's very simple. It makes no sense to have a team as big and strong as this, standing out shooting 400 threes per night and building a house with them. When we was putting this team together, I said to myself, okay, they re-signed JaVale McGee. Then they went and got Dwight Howard. This is barbecue chicken. They are going to the grill. All year long, the Lakers have played some good ball. They ain't been to the grill. Now it's the playoffs. You have to take advantage of your strengths. The strength of the Lakers is not shooting. It is big, bruising basketball. I don't understand why we come to everybody else's strength and try to play like they play as opposed to using what we have over every other team. Okay, yeah, Portland, that's a good matchup for us. Well, for them, because they're the one team that can get on the grill with us. But that's parboiled. They not grilling. They boiling their barbecue. We don't eat boiled barbecue. We eat grilled barbecue. That means that when you get AD and you get Dwight Howard and you get JaVale McGee down in that key, plus LeBron, he's big. Kyle Kuzma's big. Punish these dudes, put them in foul trouble. Get more possessions that way. If you're not shooting threes and bricking, you know what else you're doing with 3 7-footers? Getting offensive rebounds. And you're putting the ball back in the hoop. It's physics. It's easy. If your hands are closer to the basket, it's going to be a higher percentage shot. I don't care what the numbers say. Simple. Put them in the middle, let them bang, and watch what happens.
The problem I have with that, and I agree with you 100%, 100%, is your 1 7-footer used to be a point guard, and he grew 7 inches in. So he still has a point guard mentality in Anthony Davis. He likes to step out, play the mid-range game, shoot the three. He can do it. The problem I have with the Lakers right now, and it's happened since they've been in the bubble, they may be a team that needs crowd noise. They may be a team feed off the energy of the crowd. You look like that. I've been at Clipper games, pre-game, Squeeze, and you know this, watching DeAndre Jordan when he was on the Clippers, making 7 out of 10 free throws when it's just him and the trainer shooting free throws. He gets in the game, he makes 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10. He plays better with no crowd. Some players do that. For the Lakers, the most frustrating part for me is I agree. They need to run the offense through AD in the post. They have to. And that makes the most sense. That's what they did with Shaq. That's what they did with Kareem. That's what they did with Wilt. That's what they did with Mikan. I mean, the list goes on and on. AD I think is with that. And you can get easy fast break points off of rebounds. Easy. But here's the problem. And I've seen a lot of this in the last game in particular, game 1 against Portland. A lot of people weren't underneath the basket trying to rebound. They were dominating the rebounds, but too many people were trying to get out and get easy fast break points. The Lakers, and I think it goes back to defense. I think the Lakers, and look, I said this when it came to the playoffs. I had an APB out on the A seed. Anybody but Portland. That's the one team in the Western Conference that they match up too well against the Lakers. And they have the one person that could be this generation's Kobe, this generation's Jordan, in Dame Lillard. He's fearless. He'll pull up from half court, unapologetically drain it, and just look at you like, yeah, it's Dame time. That's
okay.
Okay, and
they got them players all around the league. This is the NBA.
No. He's built different. So you know as well as I do, certain players are just built different. And you look at what Frank Vogel's done on defense, and I seen it with Caruso, and I swear to God, the F word I used in every possible way you could use it in regards of a term of endearment, as being angry, as being happy, as being sad. And a lot of it was directed at Caruso because you're going to double a guy open. Now you leave the lane wide open and you put Anthony Davis in a position where he's got to choose, and it's a no-win situation. You're not the double.
So you believe that there's a team in the league that is going to go into a series believing that they can stop Dame Lillard in some kind of way.
I believe you don't stop him. I believe what you do is you try to slow him down, but stop everybody else around him. And that's what the Lakers failed to do last game. They did a great job of getting fouls on big men. But towards the end of the game, Carmelo hit that 3. You know, Carmelo's clutch. We've seen that time and time again from this day. Okay, then you look at CJ McCollum. He playing with a fractured back. He's a big time player. That team is just built. They were the number 3 seed and went to the Western Conference Finals last year, and then the 8th seed this year. It because of injuries early in the year. The Lakers.
I hear all of that. All of that makes sense. I get all of that. The point of the matter is that we're missing is all of these missed threes.
5 for 32 from threes. That's horrible.
You can't do that.
I agree.
It doesn't matter about scheme. It doesn't matter about Dame Lillard. It doesn't matter. You can have damn Magic Johnson on Michael Jordan on the other side. If you shoot that many shots from anywhere and miss them, you cannot win the game. Period.
But I'm gonna be positive about this. It was what 103.97 or 197 the last game. If they hit 7 for 32. They win the game. So
right.
for me, they're going to break out of the shooting slump. But I find it interesting that we don't know tonight whether or not Rondo's going to play. Rondo's cleared. Rondo may play tonight, and playoff Rondo's different. I have that hope, but look, I don't want to see the Danny Green construction company coming out who specializes in laying bricks. I don't want to see Kuzma, in the words of Kobe, playing like a light skin. I want to see Kuzma do what he does best, which is go to the hole, be aggressive, and then when you have a 3, take your 3. Don't try to force the 3. I want to see that with everybody. Caruso needs to go back being the Energizer Bunny that he once was, not the guy that feels like he may have made it and he can kind of coast a little bit. That's not going to cut it with this team. And my question is this: where the hell is J.R. Smith? You signed this guy You signed him for what reason? To take up a roster spot? You should have signed Jamal Crawford again and got some scoring punch because your bench
Jamal
needs scoring
Crawford
punch.
got hurt. Do you realize as soon as Jamal Crawford got in the game, he got hurt? Jamal Crawford is our age. He's been great. He's been great. He is not the answer for what we're talking about right now. It's enough is enough.
No, you're right.
Let me go back to this Danny Green situation, right?
That's your favorite player. That's your favorite.
Oh, man.
I love your Facebook post about him.
Listen, man. I don't understand. Why can't we see? Why is it that the people in the room can't see that the man is shook? He has no confidence in his shot right now. Stop shooting them. Danny Green brings other things to the table. He can go to the hole. He can play defense. Stop shooting the three-pointer. Listen, it's not a slump. They can't shoot. We said this last week. The Lakers are not a great shooting team. They are not a great shooting team. You take A.B. Bradley out, that makes them even worse. So stop trying to play everybody else's game. Play our game. Our game is barbecue chicken.
You know what I would do? You know what I would do? Clutch moments. You need a big time stop. Put LeBron on Dame Lillard.
There you go.
LeBron could be the best defensive player in the league when he wants to, and he can do it in spurts, and we need playoff LeBron to do that. And look at, LeBron's not going to see this, and if he does, they may see it because we never know who watches it. But look, I'm not shitting on LeBron when I say this, but the pressure on LeBron, like, look, you're in with the Lakers, you're in the playoffs, you're the number 1 seed. The expectation is you got to get 17. You got 24 looking down on you, 24 and 2 looking down on you from heaven. You got to get number 17, period.
Let me tell you who wakes up with that every single day and goes to bed with it every single day, in case you don't know. LeBron James. You ain't telling him nothing new. Nothing.
Hey, but I think that's the thing we need to see. We need to see LeBron on Dame Lillard and for stretches at a time. And I would like to see the Lakers go a little bit bigger. I could see them using AD at the 3 and having Dwight and JaVale in there. Dwight's got to stop getting too many fouls, though. This is Howard that looked like at the end of his last tenure with the Lakers, where he looked disinterested and he looked like he just wanted to get the hell out.
No. I'm not gonna say that. Dwight's been playing with some fire. Dwight's been playing with some fire.
Last game he did.
Last game, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, last game. But during the bubble, that wasn't him.
He believes, I feel like Dwight believes that in this series, he can impose his will on the people that are trying to defend him or that he's defending.
I see it in his eye.
The problem is he's getting emotional. He got to calm down with the emotions. He got to channel his anger when he's getting all of these little elbows and all this little BS that Whiteside and old boy like they do down there to him. So he just got to calm down. He got to punish. That's all. It's about punishing.
I would be the best teammate in the world to Dwight Howard when he's on Hassan Whiteside. I'll go to the Whiteside and be like, "Hey, I'll go to Whiteside and be like, tell Ashley I said what up. Ashley's bad. Man. Tell Ashley I said what up." Yeah, I'm about to go burst her bubble in Portland.
All right, guys, I have a question for you. Yeah. Lakers don't do shoot-arounds before game days. So mornings before game days because AD and LeBron felt that it wasn't needed. Do you guys feel that shoot-arounds are needed? First question. And tell me what you think about Frank Vogel, because I have very strong opinions about the coaching. And it goes into play on how they play. So give me your guys' thoughts on those two.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you need to go to shoot-arounds. I think they have to have some type of shoot-around. LeBron and AD could go there. Look, the Bulls, Jordan did it. And you didn't necessarily see Jordan shooting the whole time. Like Jordan would be chilling. And that's your time to maybe you can get some treatment done. Let a guy like Danny and Caruso, Kuzma, Dion Waiters, J.R. Smith, they could use that, to be honest with you. And in terms of Frank Vogel, I actually like Frank Vogel. I thought it was a great hire. If they weren't going to get Monty Williams as the head coach last year, who I was a guy that I would have loved to see in LA, did a hell of a job with the Suns this year. And if it wasn't going to be Tyronn Lue, and I really wasn't a big fan of Tyronn Lue, to be honest with you, I wanted them to go outside of the Lakers circle to bring somebody in. Vogel is a guy that had success in Indiana. And Orlando's like the hellhole for coaches. So you go down there, you're screwed no matter what. So after a year and a half, he gets fired. I like what Vogel does. He's
unless
accountable.
they beat the Bucks.
Well, that's true.
They beat the Bucks, things
Yeah.
may change.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I like what Vogel does. I think he's assembled a really good coaching staff. And I go back to what I said last week, guys. Lionel Hollins is a head coach. He was a very successful head coach from Memphis, and he got fired. And he's one of the coaches on the staff. He wasn't able to come down to the bubble because of the COVID cases or whatnot. So, and being basically a guy that could become very likely to have it because of his age and race and whatnot. Not having him there and not having a lot of the staff there, the Lakers missed a lot of staff for this. They only brought down a few coaches. They didn't bring their whole staff down. They weren't able to. Not having them there has really, I think, hurt the Lakers more than anything, because Hollins is a defensive-minded coach, and he would have the defensive sets and kind of control the huddle what they're like most teams do. So,
but I mean, Vogel is a defensive coach. At the end of the day, that's what he was brought there for. He's brought here to coach the defense. When you got LeBron James on your team, he's not the forward. He's playing point guard. I'm not putting too much stock in the coaching, because he's out there coaching the team, period. He's literally one of the best basketball brains we've ever seen. So it's not about coaching. I will say this much. If they ain't having shoot-arounds before the game, then I think we can see a lot of what the problem is. Look at the three-point shooting. Look at the shooting. Look at the shooting throughout the bubble. I mean, all we do is brick constantly. I don't even think I would be on here talking about barbecue chicken. I don't think anybody would be if we would make a third, a quarter of the three-pointers that we throw up. We don't. And we never do. But we shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot, trying to play this warrior ball that everybody else is trying to play. It's not for us.
Yeah, they're not.
It's literally not for us.
They don't have a guy that could pull up from half court and drain threes like that.
Exactly.
And that's why I was a big advocate of adding a guy, a point guard in the offseason. Like, and I still believe that LeBron can play the point, but you bring a guy in that when LeBron's not there can't control it and can't pull up and shoot. And yeah, I know it's water under the bridge right now. We are who we are. If you're a Laker of the team, if you're a fan of the team, but you are who you are. And one thing
I want to say though, one thing we can't forget: how hard has it been? I know it's just been over one game. How hard has it been for Portland to score on the Lakers, as opposed to how they scored on everybody else this season?
And Portland's been in playoff mode for like 7 games now, so they're going to get worn down. And that's the one thing I noticed about the game on Tuesday night. The Lakers are going to put bodies and keep hitting people, and that's going to wear a team down. And it's just like in football. Like, you're going to keep pounding the rock. So in that fourth quarter, those little 2, 3, 4 yard runs turn into 50, 60, 80 yard runs. It's the same thing. I get that. It's just one game. If they lose tonight, I'm going to be in cold.
Yeah, it's time to worry. If they lose tonight, it's time to worry.
But I'm not there yet. I mean, it's more for me, honestly, it was because 7 years, May 12th, 2012 was the last time the Lakers had won or been in a playoff game. For someone that grew up, and Squeeze, I know you're in the same boat. We've seen 10 titles. 10. Yeah. We didn't see 3 and then 2. No, we've seen 10 in our lifetime.
Decade work. Yeah.
And we never seen the Lakers go through that 7-year period of which they were just one of the worst organizations in not just in the NBA, but in all the professional sports. We never seen that before. That's I'm not accustomed to that. And so for them to be back, it's almost like I wanted this game more, because I almost felt like it was game 7 of a finals, because it's been so long and I've been wanting it as a fan. When I take off my fan hat and watch it, calm down. It's a series. Portland's a good team, a very good team, and it's going to be a battle. And I look at and I take it with the night before on that Monday, if Porzingis doesn't get kicked out the game with a bad technical, the Clippers lose that game too, and they're down 2-0 to Dallas. So when you look at the whole thing, it's like it's a series. These guys are good. It's not like they're in the Eastern Conference where you know who the elite teams are. It is what it is.
I feel like this bubble across the board, the way it's being played, the amount of time that was spent off, I feel like it favors younger teams. I feel like it favors this generation of basketball player. They played so much AAU in this type of setting. They are more accustomed to playing basketball year round without the rest. These first year, second year, third year guys. The fact that they did get a rest, these ain't the same dudes they were when we saw them last on the court. They've had a lot of time to hone in on some things. They've had a lot of time for the first time in a long time to get some actual rest inside the body, some cell regeneration and things of that nature. And you come back with a whole different set of fast twitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas the older players, that's already eroded to some area anyway. And that rest is going to rejuvenate some things. It's not going to rejuvenate all things. So a lot of times, it's like an old car. If you keep it running, yeah, we moving. Once you sit it down for a while and then try to start it back up, it takes a while to get back.
Whoa, big fella.
So are these playoffs going as you guys predicted? Because I want to kind of I want to touch base just on NBA basketball overall. Okay, so you have both number 1 seeds, the Bucks and the Lakers, have lost to the number 8 seeds, and now the Clippers are tied with the Mavs 1-1. So I kind of want to touch base Clippers and Bucks. If you guys want to give your opinions about anything else, by all means do so. But I want to just kind of hear you guys' predictions because it's going a lot differently than what I thought it would.
It's like March Madness to me. I feel a lot like a lot of people got a shot that wouldn't have had a shot if it wasn't for the shutdown for a lot of different reasons. Just like Joe said earlier, this Blazers team was a mash unit this year. Last year, they was giant killers. So expect that they come back this year with additions, right? Making them better than when they were before the injuries. So the Lakers are in a position where they really playing a 3 or 4 seed, right? Normally.
Yep.
If you just look at the setup, these guys are forced to focus in a different manner than normal. Everything is totally different. Professional athletes are creatures of habit, and they've had to learn totally new habits. I think that anything can happen. It's certain teams that I'm looking at in the bubble, like Miami for one. Now, that's a squad that I'm looking at. Okay, they look like they can compete with whoever. Boston looks unstoppable. So, like I was talking about earlier, how the stop and restart favors the younger players. Look at Boston right now, like clicking on all cylinders. So I think that there's a whole lot of parity here that wouldn't have been there in the beginning. And the Lakers and the Clippers are just not the prohibitive favorites anymore. They may be the most talented teams on paper, but to sit and think that they're going to coast like we thought that they would coast in the first place, no, we're sadly mistaken. Everything is upside down, and it's going to be a hell of a ride to watch this.
I never thought the Lakers were going to coast. I thought if they didn't play Portland, they'd get out of round 1. I thought in round 2 and 3, they would they would have a little more a tougher time. This isn't the Shaq Kobe 15-1 or 16-1 in a playoff Lakers team by any means. The Clippers, to me, the Clippers are going to clip. And I said this to my good friend, and he goes by the name Lord Pinnicus on Twitter, LP. And he's a huge Clippers fan. I've known him for probably about 12, 13 years now. And he was like, man, Clippers are playing like hoes again. Well, they never stopped. The Clippers fans need to realize, get out the first round. No, I'm being honest. Like, let's be real about this. Clippers have never been out the first round of the playoffs, and people feel as if they're running LA or they're the team. No, they're not. Get out the first round first. And you're struggling with a Dallas team that is very good. And I think Dallas is going to beat them.
Very good.
And I think Dallas is going to beat them. That's a great young and upcoming team. I was surprised the Magic beat the Bucks, and the Bucks played as poorly as they had. I mean, the Bucks, I think, were the most well-rounded team in the East from top to bottom, followed by the Celtics. And I'm telling you what, Jason Tatum is playing like a top 3 player in the NBA. I mean, he's going to be that guy. And him and Jaylen Brown, give Jaylen Brown credit. He couldn't shoot. He made Dwight Howard shooting threes look like Dwight was Curry when he first came out from Cal. Now the guy's knocking him down. Jaylen Brown, and he could jump out the roof. He plays great defense. to give Danny Ainge credit, those guys that he drafted and those draft picks that he hoarded are finally starting to pay off for him and Brad Stevens. Miami, look, I was weird. I was on After Dark last night. I was talking about Jimmy Butler, right? Jimmy Butler went. The only other situation I could have seen being perfect for him was going to the Lakers. But going to Miami and playing for Pat Riley was the best thing for Jimmy Butler because him and Pat Riley are one and the same. They're trash talkers, hard nosed, play defense. They're gonna put you on your ass. They're gonna get in your face.
Bring it every night.
Every
Not
single
gonna get tired.
Unapologetically. And that was a perfect situation. I can see why I wanted him, because it's like you're gonna be the guy. So I'm a little surprised. And I agree that it is like March Madness, except it is, a series versus one, knockout round every single game. But I the Bucks losing to the Magic was the one really, really big surprise. That was like whoa, hold on here, and how well Boston's played. And look at Toronto. Like, you can make the case, honestly, that if Toronto, as well as Toronto was playing, maybe Kawhi wasn't as big a factor as some people think last year. That this Toronto team is maybe that damn good.
I've always looked at, I'm gonna give respect to the champion. You don't win a championship with one player. And if you look at Toronto last year, that was a hell of a team. They won the championship because they were the best team, period, top to bottom. They played great team ball. When you win that championship, it's like Rudy T. It's like, never underestimate the people who won the championship, period. They know how to do it. So I don't think that them getting back to the finals this year, to me, is not some upset or some big unbelievable deal. That is still a good team. And now it's a good team with championship pedigree, and they are run well from top to bottom. It's a hell of an organization, period. So, for whatever reason, people tend to sweep them under the rug or whatever, but like, you can't sweep the champion under the rug. Like, the champion did that last year, so that you can't look at them this year like that. So none of us need to be looking at them like that. They perform. They're a hell of a team. And most teams in the league, they can beat 4 games out of 7.
Yeah. True. That's true.
All right, guys. So enough about basketball. We'll see. We got a lot of stuff to cover for the most part, but I want to kind of touch base on the Raiders. Okay, they put on pads this past Monday. They actually hold their first scrimmage tomorrow at the stadium at 1 p.m. So this pretty much gives them a time to kind of break into the stadium before they do play the New Orleans Saints on September 21st. So this is actually closed to the public, but I want you guys to kind of give me your thoughts about just kind of the overall training camp overall. I know that there's been some players that have been highlighted. There's been a lot of press conferences taking place. So give me your guys' thoughts.
I'll start with this. I seen something yesterday that should make Raider fans giddy. I mean, giddy with joy, and maybe give you some cause for concern. Y'all seen Damon Arnett cover Henry Ruggs and run stride for stride with him on a go route and intercept the ball?
Yep.
It was clean.
It was. Now, Arnett running stride for side as a DB coach, I'm like, ugh, because he squeezed and technique, everything. But here's where concern comes in. He's running stride for stride, the fastest man in the NFL, or one of them. And he's not separating.
Wait a minute. Under further review, they were both waiting for the ball. That wasn't the best thrown ball of the day, I must say.
Who threw it?
They were waiting for the ball. It wasn't going as fast as they could have been going if Derek would have put a little bit more under the ball.
Was it DC or was it DC or was it Mariota?
I don't know. I don't even know who threw the ball, actually. Let's back that up. I don't know who threw the ball. Yeah. But the ball, them dudes was waiting on the ball. Look at the tape.
But I seen that. Look, I feel like this. I think offensively, the Raiders are going to be one of the more explosive teams, not just in the AFC, but in the NFL. The guy I'm most excited about isn't Lynn Bowden Jr. It isn't Henry Ruggs. It isn't Waller or Josh. It's Brian Edwards. I personally think the one person that's going to be the number one receiver is going to end up being Brian Edwards. And I think it's going to happen this year. I think he's going to outplay Tyrell Williams. I think he's going to outplay everybody. I think he's that guy. And for me, looking at him and the way that he's healthy finally and what he brings to the table, he's special. He would have been a first round guy if he wasn't hurt. He's everything Gruden loves in a receiver: big, strong, fast, and he's nasty. He plays with a mean disposition. Defensively, I mean, look, will they trade for Yannick Ngakoue? That's a question. I mean, it's out there. Personally, I would give a second. The highest I would go was a 2 because I got to pay the dude. That's the high because I'm in a win now mode. I'm not in a wait and see mode. And Squeeze, you talk about it with your other team, the 49ers, how you rotate defensive linemen. I'd rather spend the money on Ngakoue than Jay Clowney. To me is a bust versus Ngakoue. I get more with Ngakoue.
No, I don't think so. I think you've given up more with Ngakoue. You can get Jadeveon for nothing. You got to pay him, but you ain't got to give up nothing. And if you don't pan out, he don't pan out. But like you see what these guys do with a draft. A second round draft pick for the Raiders is bruh. No, you can't be giving them up no more. Maybe the old Raiders, yeah. But like, and then for me, I'm not really, I don't put much stock in rookies, especially just looking at training camp, because especially now, you don't know camera angles or whatever's going on. The guy for the Raiders is Josh Jacobs. He's about to turn into that guy. And John Gruden runs the ball. For whatever reason, there's this thing. I guess he looks like a quarterback guy or a passing guy or whatever. I guess he has a quarterback camp, so that leans into it. But
no, it's because he came from Andy Reid in Philadelphia and Green Bay,
where it was his time as a head coach. He's pounded the rock, pound the rock. I will say that over his time, this is probably his best guy. This was probably his best running back as a head coach. Who would you say? Ward Dunn over who else?
Well, look at who we had with the Raiders in the past. Didn't he have Kaufman when he first got there?
So you saying Kaufman is better than Josh Jacobs? You feel like Kaufman will be a better running back than Josh Jacobs?
Josh Jacobs has had 1 year. Like I'm not saying he's not good. I'm a big fan of his. I'm just saying he's had 1 year.
But he's had 1 year. 1 year to show the coach something. What he's shown the coach is going to translate to more touches this year because he's shown that he can handle it. Yeah. I mean, if I'm looking at a Gruden offense and what normally happens in a Gruden offense, this guy should blow up this year if he doesn't have injuries. Yeah. He's going to catch the ball. He's going to run the ball. He's going to stay on the field a lot. I feel like he's going to have stats out of this world, and he's going to be the focal point of the offense. Now, what that does is free up all of this speed and all of this new stuff. With the type of brain that our coach has, I believe that if that running game goes the way that we believe it could go with Jacobs, it's just going to open up so much in the passing game. It's going to be ridiculous. If it doesn't, if it don't start with the run, and we may struggle a bit because I still don't know what the defense is going to be about.
Nye, what I found very interesting this week that I seen, and I actually got a text about it, was I seen 12-year-old Terrence come out this week when Bo Jackson retweeted his tweet.
Man. Oh, man. It's crazy. You be this old, right? And something simple like that set off your whole day. Like, I'm like, whoa, man tweeted me quick. I got the man's jerseys hanging up in my house. Like literally one of my favorite players ever. Loved him in college. Went to college. I mean, oh my God. Like what? I mean, I put it on Facebook. I put it on Twitter. I jumped in on the podcast. I went in. That's what sports do to you.
Literally, I'm sitting here and we had just got done talking about something and we're like, okay. All of a sudden, he was like, my inner 12-year-old just came out in the text, and it was like, man, and it was a screenshot of the picture of Bo retweet. I was like, I just smiled. I was like, okay, just to see that. And the thing is, when it comes to the Raiders, I honestly believe, I think that they have the ability to compete with the Chiefs. next year. This year, they got to get to the playoffs. They got to become a wild card team. I think that's very realistic, all things considered, provided the defense plays good football. And it comes down to their defense. Their offense, I believe, I think Gruden, who and openly admitted that he's got to do a better job calling plays, and he's got to do a better job adjusting.
Yep.
That's the first step of when you know you have a problem, is being able to do that.
Absolutely.
And recognizing it. So I hope that actually happens, but the defense has to be better. The defense got better last year, and they still were crappy last year. They're towards the bottom, but they were better than they were the year before. Now they have more talent. Look, if they can stay healthy with Littleton and Kwiatkowski or Kwiatkowski, and then you have a guy, that could give you some reps in Javen, and you have that D line. If the D line could do well, let's say they do bring in Ngakoue, then you have that secondary. The key is going to be Abram, because you got to have a guy like Abram on that back that's going to have people turn their heads when they're coming across the middle. That's going to have no problem lighting you up.
The only thing I'm worried about with him is penalties, really. I think he's got all the ability, but is he going to be getting suspended and getting thrown out of games? Because
Question for you guys. So there's been a lot of hype about Abrams, and it's because he's very confident on social media. He's very, very confident about himself. But how can you be so hype about a player who has only played one game for the Raiders? Unless he's just doing miraculous in camp, can you already kind of have those predictions?
His college tape spoke for itself.
College tape was nuts.
Think about it. This is his rookie season pretty much.
Right.
He only played one game. This is his first year to pretty much show what he can do.
But he has been through a camp. He has been through one full NFL camp. So
okay.
He's got the red shirt year where he knows the defense, he knows the calls, he's sat in the meetings, he understands the intricacies of the defense. When I watched his tape coming out, I think I told you, I go, this is the best safety in college right now that's coming in this draft. What I love about him is when he comes down to hit somebody and the angle he takes, a lot of people slow up. He's still going 120 miles an hour and goes through you at that angle. And you can't teach that. That's just an innate ability when you want to be a hitter, when you want to hit somebody, when you want to be a special player. So for me, what he has actually, his skill set to me translates more on the NFL level than it did the college level, because at Mississippi State, they can scheme against you. They can scheme to okay, we're going to run away from Abrams. We're going to get away from, we're going to do
a lot more stuff to worry about on the NFL.
Yeah. Exactly. And especially with guys like Littleton and Malik Collins and Crosby and Farrell and Nassib. And then you have, Arnett and McMullen and Nixon and Johnson and Joyner.
But tell me this. Tell me what you think about this, though. We were just talking about it for basketball. We've seen it for baseball. But I mean, I would say this sport will be more affected than anything else. No fans in the stand for an NFL game. Hasn't been done yet. These guys ain't really they haven't been AAU tournaments. They don't have football tournaments. You know what I'm saying? The crowd plays a lot into a football game. What's it going to look like? What's it going to sound like?
I don't know. I mean, for me, I've never ever been around that, because coaching at the youth level and high school level, maybe scrimmages in high school when you have you're playing others, and it's just, but you still have parents.
How long ago was that?
Exactly. So I don't know how I was going to say it. I know they're going to pipe in sound noise, something that the Vikings and Saints do all the time anyway. So they're going to be used to it. But I don't know. And I'm interested to see what happens. But I know with the NFL, at times it's almost like fans don't matter though at games. It's not like it is in basketball where you're that close and up and close and you feel that energy.
What? Wait.
No,
fans don't matter.
I'm not saying
fans
sometimes
don't matter.
I'm saying sometimes it feels that way. Look, I know you have the black.
How?
Okay, I know there's the black hole, and you get your fans there. I know there's Lambeau Field. I know there's Kansas City. There's other teams that have rabid fan, but then you got some places like, I don't know, Tampa Bay or
you gotta win.
No, not Jets.
Any NFL city that wins, it's rabid at the stadium. It's going crazy at the stadium, and both teams are feeding off of it, whether it's negatively or positively. Regardless, it's the NFL. Naturally, if you're a trash squad, have you ever been to a game in Cleveland? Cleveland ain't won, and I don't know how. You know how loud it is at Cleveland Stadium, bro? They're terrible. They're trash. It's
but
loud.
Okay, but what I think is going to be interesting, you bring up fans, is guys like Aaron Rodgers that can go hut, get that Kate and drawn off sides, because now you don't have the fans to block it out. See, that's where I think the penalties on that side is going to probably go up a little bit more than what we normally have seen in the past. And also interested in hearing what we hear on the field with the mics.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. That crowd sound. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
That crowd sound being pumped in does a different thing in audio than the actual sound coming out. So there's going to be a lot of things with that big mic on the sideline. They're going to be heard from the sideline that aren't normally heard. So like whether that's a certain cadence, whether that's a certain script of plays or whatever, like, is this going to be giving away some secrets to some opponents? Who knows? Maybe,
but picture that sound with the new technology they have. Did you see the commercial for what they're doing for football? Like literally, you can get on the view on top on the field, and it rotates as the play goes. I forget what it's called. I seen the commercial the other day. I seen it, and I look at Jaleesa, and I'm like, oh, I need this in my life. This is the greatest thing ever. It's the NFL's new tech. I seen it on the NFL Network.
Wait, is this for everybody? You got to have some glasses.
No,
or something.
No, it's not glasses. I think it's on. I don't know if it's a TV or I don't know if it's something that you can get through the NFL that you can purchase.
Okay.
But it's literally like it'll have like you can be like picture my hands like on top or like you're looking at it, looking down. As the play comes, you get down to like the quarterback level. The ball's in the air. It turns and you see him catch it.
Goodness.
Then it'll come to here. It literally pans and rolls. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. Like I need this.
Wow.
This year it's a must, and I love it.
Jeez.
I freaking love it, bro. Like I can't wait for it.
I mean, they're the king of the TV product.
I saw your tweet on the nickname for the Legion Stadium, and you gave a lot of good options. But I want to hear if you had to pick one nickname for the Raiders Stadium, what would it be?
Yeah. So for ours, for Stadium number 1, I call the Legion Stadium Raiders Stadium number 1. I mean, we need to keep that as the black hole. That's just it needs to be that. But for Allegiant Stadium 2, Raider Stadium 2, which is actually SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, that was the tweet about. That's what the tweet was about. For years, the Raiders have gone to that away Charger game in San Diego and completely taken over. A lot of people don't understand the highest concentration of Raider fans is not in Oakland, it's not in Las Vegas, it's in Los Angeles. By far, just by population alone, how many more people live in Los Angeles than Las Vegas and Oakland combined? Any stadium in Los Angeles that's going to host a football team is going to be blacked out when they play the Raiders. That particular stadium, we're going to play them once a year. And in times when we play the Rams and the Chargers, we're going to play there twice a year, meaning another 2 home games for the Raiders. So I'm saying if that's the case, they're going to give us 2 games in our other stadium as opposed to 1. We should give it a nickname. Y'all don't agree? We give stadium number 1 a nickname. We should give home field number 2 a nickname.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
You missed my point yesterday when I said the Death Star, because as someone that I'm a Star Wars geek, and I know you watch Star Wars, Squeeze.
Yeah.
How many Death Stars were there in Star Wars?
Yeah, tons.
There was 2. In the original Star Wars and in Return of the Jedi. So
I get it. I got him stuck. That means he's about to say some trash. It's just what happens.
Pretty much. Pause up on him.
Look, you got that face. I'm about to say some trash. Right there. I'm about to take a screenshot of this.
Take a screenshot. We're gonna move forward. And I want to cover what Joe's favorite topic of the day. Okay. Oscar De La Hoya is coming out of retirement. It's been over a decade. Late 2008. And he's not fighting no wimpy fight, no sparring session, which he has stated that he is fighting
Right.
a real fight.
Yes.
That's the real deal.
Whew. Boy, I mean, I'm
everyone's saying that it's suspected rumors that he will be fighting Canelo Alvarez. So there's a lot of drama going on. Rumors. That's just rumors. That's just people talking.
oh my God, I hope not.
Obviously, Canelo is he's young, he's energy. But give me your thoughts in regards to this fight. Joe, I'm gonna have you go last because you're gonna go on a rampage about this.
I'm torn with the whole subject of fighters coming back. First of all, I want to say that I do believe that older athletes still have something to bring to the table when the level of competition is equal, right? I do say that. I feel like the big three has proven to be a good TV product. You still see guys that can still shoot the lights out, that still have athletic ability. And when paired against, the same type of opposition, it becomes a good competitive product to watch. Mm-hmm. Nobody's getting banged upside the head in the big three. So when you're looking at a man that has had a fruitful boxing career, a number of fights, and now he's getting towards 50, it's not necessarily about ability or speed or lack of ability. It's about, can you take the punches? Can you take the hits? I look at Jerry Rice. Every time you see Jerry Rice on the field, he's still running routes like he's always running. He doesn't look like he's particularly slow. He just looks like an older greatest of all time, right? So you ask yourself, damn, could Jerry still catch a couple of balls? But then you ask yourself, could Jerry take a hit? No, he could not. So, I think that safety protocol with these older boxers, like I like Mike Tyson's idea of the legends, because it allows people like me and Joe and older than us to get some of the names that we grew up with, being competitive again. Mm-hmm. But I do not want to see, people getting hit upside the head, knocked out, concussed at 47, 52 years old after you've taken all of this punishment in your teens and 20s and 30s. So, to think about Roy Jones and Mike Tyson, man, we dreamed about that back in the day. So it's still a part of me that wants to see it, but I want to see both of them dudes come out of that safe and not be slurring their words and not like, I don't want to, that's like dying a slow death. I don't want to see that.
I'm not a De La Hoya fan. I think De La Hoya is I think he's one of the most overrated boxers in the history of boxing. 39 and 6. He should be 38-7. They gave him and stole a victory from Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker.
Absolutely.
Who's a way better boxer than De La Hoya, who does not deserve to have a statue in front of he never fought at Staples Center. Nope. He didn't do anything for Staples Center. What did he do?
You're crazy.
He never fought there. He didn't put no money in it. Nah.
Staples Center everybody is the center of Los Angeles sports.
Bro,
the center of Los Angeles sports.
Nope, dude, there's no Clippers out there. There's no Clippers. There's no Rams. There's no Raiders. There's no USC Trojans. There's no UCLA Bruins. Put a statue of John Wooden out there then. Like, no, he did not. Staples Center is made for the people who have been in there and made an impact. De La Hoya has done nothing. Not De La Hoya. Never brought him a champion. Never.
Bro,
Shane Mosley put Shane there.
You're out of your mind.
Put Floyd up there. De La Hoya, look.
Oscar De La Hoya is synonymous with boxing in Los Angeles. Period. Whether you like him or not, synonymous.
Bro, the dude is overrated. Okay, you won a gold. I'll be real. I'm gonna be real. I liked him at first. I did. I thought, good story, East LA kid, hard life. But then you really start to get to know De La Hoya and start pulling, and the people that cover them.
That's personal.
No, it's not.
That's
no,
it's stuff.
It's all encompassing, because what he did in the ring, he's done as a promoter, and how he's literally screwed non-Latino fighters out of money. No, look,
I'm not talking about all that, Joe. I'm
him
talking about in
coming
the
back
ring,
to
man.
fight. Look, let me tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what he's coming back to fight for. He's coming back to be on the card with Mike Tyson. Watch. That would be smart. He wants to fight one of these younger guys. Put him up against the Sugar Man. Put him up against Shane Jr. Put him up. Hell, bring Shane out of retirement to Shane beat his ass twice, and let Shane beat his ass a third time. Let Sugar Shane do it. Hey, let's what?
I'm down with that. I love it.
Come fight Floyd. Floyd will put hands on you again. You know what I'm saying? Again. So yeah, hell, go fight McGregor. I don't care. And look, dude is gonna fight in the old people's boxing league with Mike Tyson. That's cool. I'm with. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. I'm just gonna watch it so he can get his ass whooped. I want to see him get his ass whooped.
Because you're a hater. You don't like the guy.
I don't hate. Bro, I don't have a hateful bone in my body.
You got some hate for him.
No, what I got is
you say Oscar De La Hoya does not deserve a statue in Los Angeles. Are you out of your mind?
No.
What boxer does?
I didn't say Los Angeles. I said
okay,
Staples
so
Center.
Where else are the statues in Los Angeles?
You know what?
Where else are the statues? They're in the middle of downtown LA.
Bro, the downtown
stadium that has brought you the most championships.
The downtown boxing club where he actually fought, put one there. Put one
Nobody
there.
cares about that, man. Who goes to the downtown boxing club?
And
people go to LA.
Guess what? He fought there. Look,
the center of sports in Los Angeles.
He has a statue up before Elgin Baylor, who's done more for the Lakers than almost anybody other than Magic or Kobe. And
LA
there would be
Live is the center of Los Angeles.
I
sports.
understand. We're from there. I understand.
There needs to be a boxer there.
Put it across the street. Put it across the street at Tom's Urban.
Tell me who the boxer that needs to be there is over Oscar De La Hoya.
None right now. None.
That's my only point. Thank you. Thanks for
you have Gretzky. You have Gretzky there. He built hockey on the West Coast. But guess what? Why? And Luke Robitaille's there, I believe. But Chick Hearn. Okay, no, they deserve it. Chick Hearn deserves
everything you just said about all of them. Oscar has the same accolades to be in the place where he is.
Not at Staples Center. Nope. You know what? I can't wait for him to get his ass whooped when he fights and his geriatric ass fights somebody else and he gets hands put on him. I cannot wait.
Are a hater.
Nope.
That's all.
I'm not the only one that feels that way.
No, a lot of y'all haters feel that way. Now, I get it. Oscar is not the most kosher person in the world. I understand. I've never met the guy. I'm just saying this. What have you done in the ring? When he brings up his ring resume, he has a reason to be.
I wonder if he
immortalized.
I wonder if he's going to come out with some powder under his nose and some fishnet stockings on.
Say, man, you go into people's personal business. That's not my business.
That's not personal. That's common. That's public knowledge.
No, that's not nothing I'm going. I don't want it.
If the skirt fits, get a matching purse, De La Hoya.
It's his business. What he does at his house is his business. You know what I'm saying? Downstairs in this house, it's a very nice kosher place. Upstairs, right here, hey,
it's the boom boom room.
Upstairs, it may be different. Gotta stay out of that man's business, man. We gotta stay out of his business. In the ring, he's done his thing. He's feeling the bug. He sees Roy Jones. He sees Mike Tyson, and he's a businessman. Absolutely, I'm gonna try to get on that card.
I'm being really honest when I ask this question. I'm not trying to be funny or be contrarian or whatever. Tyson and even Roy Jones, there's a buzz. People want to see that. Is there really one for De La Hoya?
It will be when he announces. No.
Then when Tyson made the announcement that he's coming out of retirement, people were like, "Oh, damn, Tyson's coming out." But
Tyson is more famous now than he was when he was fighting.
But no, my point is
the reason.
But my point is with De La Hoya, it came out yesterday evening or yesterday that he's coming out of De La Hoya 47 is coming out, and it's like, so
time out. I think something you don't understand. Mike Tyson for the last however many years has been on world tour doing what's in effect a stand-up comedy routine, which is really a stand-up reality routine. And the world has fell in love with him. I'm talking about the Middle East. I'm talking about all Asia, across the board. The world has fell in love with him. Everybody, people who wasn't even around when he was boxing know who he is because of what he's done since boxing. He was
It's
in The
because
Hangover.
it's because I'm such a likable guy.
He's a movie
TQ, come
star.
on. You know, I'm
Yeah.
you know, I'm impeccable with the way I talk.
All right.
I'm likable. Hey, I
I'm
love
telling
Tyson.
you, he
I
surfs
love
the
Tyson.
web. The dude be on YouTube
I love
all
Tyson.
the time.
That was
All
good.
I'm telling you is the man be on YouTube all the time. So you
I
can
know.
you know how he
Mike,
move. You
Mike.
mess around and walk into him.
No,
I
Mike,
got
come on
nothing
the
to
show
do
with
this.
us. Mike, come
Say-
on the show.
say, Mike.
I love Mike.
Mike,
hey,
if you're watching this, it was him doing the little janky ass voice. It was not me. Remember, we both have bald heads. Remember, it was him.
It's
it was
he
the
made me do it.
dude.
But, hey, no, hey, I love Tyson. Tyson was my favorite heavyweight, and that's who we grew up on. And his fights were just, I mean, I've been in Vegas. I wasn't at his fights, but I've been in Vegas when he fought, and this the way that it energized the city. You know, like watching my grandfather, you know, watching him with my grandfather, God rest his soul, who was a boxer and would break things down on what the things that he does and how we slide in and move. It was, especially in the early part of his career. Now, everything that happened with Mike Tyson after the fact is unfortunate for everybody, including boxing fans. But what Mike has done, and I think everybody liked Mike, even when he was fighting. Everybody liked Mike. There wasn't like, oh, Mike Tyson's he's whatever. He's a prick. He's this. Like, you knew he was, but it was like, dude, it's Mike Tyson. With De La Hoya, it's never like, oh, dude, it's De La Hoya. It's like, oh, it's De La Hoya. You know, like, Mike has an infectious personality that people can gravitate to. De La Hoya wasn't. People see De La Hoya, honestly, and I've talked to other Latinos as a Hispanic man. Don't like him. He's not authentic. He's not genuine.
Agree.
So
I get that.
So there is not going to be a buzz with him like with Mike Tyson. Like with
There's
Roy
absolutely going to be a buzz. Let him pick somebody from our era. Let it be Shane Mosley. Let it be Floyd. Somebody from the era. Bro, it's going to be the same type of buzz. No, let me stop. It won't be the same type of buzz because once again, I'm telling you, Mike Tyson is a movie star. He is a movie star. There is no more famous boxer walking the earth right now than Mike Tyson. And that's not necessarily because of his boxing career. So let that be said, number one. But number two, the nostalgia effect, the fact that it's so hard to find good boxing now. Let the right name come out, pit it against Oscar De La Hoya, and I guarantee you it becomes an event.
I think it's a lot like
you just hate him.
No, I think it's a lot like I think it's a lot like Major League Baseball with their unwritten rules. They're old and antiquated. One gives a damn, and let the young guys have fun. Let the young guys have fun, and no one cares about De La Hoya. In fact, bat flip all you want. Tell someone to sit their ass down after you strike them out. Steal bases up by 10. Do it. Make it fun. Watching De La Hoya is not fun. It's not fun. I loved every one of his losses. Bro, let him fight. No, I'm going to tell you who I want him to fight. Bernard Hopkins. Let B-Hop put hands on him again. Ooh, yeah.
I love, dog.
No, I'm not mean,
Settle
bro.
down
Look,
a bit.
I love boxing. I love boxing. It's actually like one of my third or fourth favorite sport. I think it's everything about it, from it being a sweet science to one-on-one in a ring. You know, I love everything about it. Grew up watching it. And for me to see De La Hoya, it's almost like he's dick riding Tyson. Oh, Mike's doing this. Let me try to make a quick buck. It's like, bro, like, really?
So what, man?
No, man.
It's a business.
Nah.
It's a business. Who cares? Nah. Do you remember any of Oscar De La Hoya at all from growing up?
No.
You don't at all, right? Do you remember any of Mike Tyson?
Yes.
You don't remember any of, you remember Mike Tyson, the name.
He's that figure. Like, everybody knows who he is. Like, he's that celebrity figure who has also acted. So it's like, he's someone I can remember. But when you're talking about Oscar, you know, his personality, I mean, just to kind of see his personality now and see he's not about to be fighting a wimpy fight, and he's kind of comparing it to Mike Tyson, that right there kind of turns me off already, because I'm like, you're coming out being cocky, and you have to get in that ring, and you have to start working out and getting your energy back. It's going to be a lot. It's going to take a lot more work.
All right. Hey, I'm trying to get the young perspective here. You know what I'm saying?
I have to do my own research, but from what Joe's kind of just making me feel a whole type of way about him.
See what I'm saying? See all these emotions this morning. You need to woosah, brother. You need to learn how to meditate sometimes. You feel me? Good Lord.
I do my mindfulness. No, I'm not mean. What I am is I'm getting to the point where they're gonna. This is okay. So the reason why we started this show, folks, is because what you're hearing right now, this banter between me and this guy, this is us on a daily. The last couple of shows, we were awfully nice to each other. This is my brother. I love you. This is us on a regular now. Now you see the curtain pulled back, nice seeing it in person. This is us. Look, the reality is, bro, look, De La Hoya is a buster, and I don't like busters. You know, I'll put it like this. Okay, I'm gonna put it to you like this. I know a guy who told somebody one time to their sideburns and quit wearing mascara in a song. Who was that? Who was that?
You know what? See what I'm saying? This bad influence within this company. As soon as we get off here, calling them FSM after dark dudes, they started this. They did this right here.
They did. Yep.
FSM after dark. I had a cool, calm, collective partner. Now I got this barbarian who's just, come on, man, something got to be done. Meeting today. Time out. Time out.
All right, guys. We're going to get back to your banter next Thursday for this show. What's your parting words? What's your plans for today? We know the Lakers are playing. The Knights are playing, and they're killing it. What are you doing?
Yes. I am going around the house today with some sage and some other herbs because we need a win tonight. So I'm gonna be praying that somebody can make a 3-pointer, please. And I'm also gonna be calling on the whole United States of America and the world to arrest who?
The killers of Breonna Taylor. Yes, sir.
There you go, Joe.
Taking my line.
Impact. I like it.
There it is.
You know what? I'm actually going to be doing a lot of FSM work. I'm actually working on an article about UNLV recruiting. They'll have a commit tomorrow morning. It's really going to help.
Another one.
Backfield. Yeah, another will be number 18.
Wow.
And there may be a 19th shortly thereafter too this weekend. So be on the lookout for that. Working on this recruiting article that's going to come out. Big article. It's going to be a long article. I hate to do it to you folks, but I'm going to give it to you that way. And then I'm going to watching the Lakers, and then tonight FSM After Dark, Rich and myself, Kalani Lua, uncensored, not safe for work view on sports. Starts at 9:00 or probably after the Laker game, whenever it ends, because I'm not coming on until then. And but it'll be about 9:00, 9:15 normal start time. It's an open invitation to everybody on FSM to come in. I mean, Nick Hamilton jumped in day one and had a ball with us. We were talking about Patrick Mahomes. And they didn't believe that I was on Mahomes before everybody. So I had to call in my
you get things right every once in a while. You get something right. Every once in a while, gotta be there every once in a while.
So I got to take credit for that when I can. But honestly, but other than that, watching some ball and my last words are, love each other. You never know when it's your time to go. I lost a good friend yesterday. He was named by 5 Cent. He was on 99.1 KGGI. I've known him. He used to host Club Metro. Went to from my area. 5 was when 47 years old. Had some health, ended up having some health issues, but got word yesterday, and it took me to just a different place because I literally him last week. We were checking up on each other.
Yeah.
And so I'll tweet out the link. It's on the Facebook. I'll tweet it out from the franchise account. For his GoFundMe. He has 2 children, 5 steps, so 7 children in total. This the nicest dude in the world. And I'll tell you what, Squeeze, we've been to clubs down south. We've been to like 112, and you see how the host and the guy on the mic gets everybody hype. 5 was that guy, and he was Mississippi, but grew up and came to the IE at a young age. And he let everybody know he's from Mississippi. So when that whole Southern Revolution was taking place in the 2000s, he was front and center in the Inland Empire. When we would come back from the South in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was 5 Cent. Have him around and not, we're not going to get a chance to slap bones anymore. And it just sucks, bro. But so in fact, you're the only person that I
sorry,
told
man.
initially, Squeeze. So yeah, it sucks. So
My
I'm gonna,
condolences, man.
Yeah.
We're having a hell of a year out here in 2020, man. So I
Man.
want to add one more thing for everybody else. Like, yo, mental health has never been as real to me as it's become in this year.
Yep.
Everybody take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones. If you're going through something in your brain, talk to somebody about it, because it's serious with the amount. I'm talking about from the amount of loss and the amount of change that we've had to deal with in this year. So you just, it's all about talking to your loved ones. It's all about surrounding yourself with the people that love you and just taking care of each other, man, because we still got a couple of more months to go in this year. It's no telling no telling what happens next.
Yeah, and get out there and vote.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Stay safe, stay healthy. I like the voting aspect. Get some knowledge first. Everybody has to kind of learn the backgrounds of it, including myself. Joe, we're deeply, or the franchise, we are sorry for your loss. It's been a tough year, but we're getting through it.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
All right, guys. We'll meet you back here next Thursday, Franchise Podcast. Thanks for joining us.
Peace.